What is going on, my lovely ladies and gentlemen of the world? I come to you with a query today. Firstly, I should have written stuff down beforehand, but I didn't because I'm unintelligent. But what are you gonna do? You should be used to that by now. Regardless of that little bit of rambling, the question that I have is very simple. Do any of you know whether or not Team Red was responsible, or just Arc System Works in general, was responsible for the design of the entire game, or if they were solely relegated to the gameplay itself? It's a question that's been swirling around in my mind, and I don't know the answer to it. I haven't been able to find it. And essentially, the reason why I'm asking this is because, honestly, this game has the most bare bones tutorial and challenge mode that I have seen since King of Fighters 14. And I knocked King of Fighters 14 for that. I said the challenge mode they had was completely useless. Why even include it if you're not going to put any effort into it? It's essentially just an extension of the tutorial itself, which is already not very good to begin with. And you don't, you should essentially try, the goal of this, at least in my mind, maybe I'm just insane and I'm putting my own biases to work here, and that's causing me to look down on this mechanic. But essentially, the way I view it is that the tutorial should be there to introduce you to how fighting games work, firstly and foremostly, which most of them do. You know, they teach you movement, they teach you buttons to press, they teach you button combinations, that kind of thing. And then it should teach you the game-specific stuff. Things, you know, game mechanics. So, you know, again, like the button combinations would be a good, I kind of got ahead of myself there, would be a good example of that. Not every game has the same mechanics. Not every game handles throws the same way, which I become painfully aware of every time I try to switch between games, because I get thrown and I try to tech it, and then I use the buttons for the last game that I played instead of the game that I'm currently playing. So I need y'all to universalize your shit and stop messing me up, because it makes me look like a scrub when I fail to tech a throw. When really, in reality, I did tech it, I promise. I just pressed O'Neill's buttons instead of Blaze Blue's. God damn it! Nonetheless, this game, you don't have to worry about that though, because I think you only have to press a button in general. Like, as long as you're pressing a button when somebody tries to throw you in this game, you tech. I think that's how it works. I haven't actually tested it, and I should test it. Regardless of that, so basically, the tutorial mode, it does go through the bare basics. Like, it teaches you as minimally as possible. But it does teach you. So I can't really knock it for that. Again, it's about the bare minimum that you can include without me being like, this is shit. Why did you even bother? The main crux of my issue comes from the challenge mode, where you have 10 combos. I should have been doing this through an actual video. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to transition to a video right now. Editing, go! Alright, so as an example, firstly and foremostly, before I even bother talking trash about... they can't even do proper math. Okay, never mind. Apparently 2 people joined right when I tried to join. That's fine, whatever, I don't care. Crap, where was I going to go with it? For some reason, when you go into try, I think when you stay in any single mode for too long of a time, it kicks you out of the lobby to make room for more people. And so, because... Why did I get 1,000 Zenny? I have no idea why I just got 1,000 Zenny. I mean, I'll take it. I'm certainly not going to complain about free money, but I don't know why I just got that. But yeah, if you spend too long in any one mode, it kicks you out of the lobby once you go back, and you have to go through the whole rejoin thing. It's very frustrating. So anyway, combos. I'm just going to use Goku's because I'm not trying to do... I did everybody's. That's another... I'm going to have another issue with that, with this, again later. But so let me just go... I mean, this is going to take me legitimately 2 minutes, I would say. Maybe, possibly. I can't remember what Goku's number 10 is. Some characters actually have slightly tricky number 10s. Some of them took me 3 minutes instead of 2. So, you know, what are you going to do? But the first one, right? You know about auto combos already, right? They taught you in tutorial. Guess what the first thing is? Okay, let's just pretend I did that. I can't even do it properly because it disgusts me so much. So number 2 is your second auto combo. Number 3 is another a different auto combo. Some characters have Dragon Rush. Some characters you do the Super Dash with. Some characters you literally just do the H match with. That's it. So this one, it gives you, you know, just a basic special move, which, again, you've been taught in tutorial mode already. A super. Okay, my bad. A super. Wait, hang on. A super. Which you've been taught about in tutorial mode. So now here, you kinda, sorta almost have a combo, but they taught you this in tutorial mode. They also taught you this in tutorial mode. The ability to cancel from a special into a super. This is just basic special canceling, taught to you in the tutorial. So I guess, kinda, sorta, this is almost a challenge. Like, this should have been the first challenge. This should have been challenge number 1. No, they should teach you the character-specific special moves first. Give you, like, 5 for special moves, and then 10 for, like, basic-ish combos. But instead, I did the wrong thing. Just pretend that was a level 10. Okay, yeah, so Goku's is actually, like, the easiest in the world. Just pretend there was a jumping medium in there. Oh my god, okay, never mind. I have to do this. Because my pride is at stake now. If I can't do this... Oh, that's right, you have to be on the ground to do it. Oh my god. I lied. These are the best challenges in the history of the world. Alright, stop mashing. This is embarrassing now. Like, that's it. That's pretty much everybody's challenge right there. The first 8 are extensions of the tutorial mode. The 9th one is essentially an auto combo without calling it an auto combo. And the 10th one generally has you combo into a level 3. That's it. That's all that you get in the challenge mode. It's worthless. It's useless. Why even include it? And so that's why my question came from where it came from, is because it just baffles the mind that the team that created, what? You get Zenny by doing this over again? You definitely get more for completing it for the first time, but that's strange that you get Zenny for, you can just grind those over and over for repeated Zenny. I mean, if you want Zenny, I think arcade mode is the fastest way to get it regardless, but still, that's weird that you can get it that way. Anyway, nonetheless, the team that made Guilty Gear, where they have like the most involved tutorial mode I've ever seen in my life, where they actually have you navigating around the stage using various methods. It has you mixing up the buttons to press so that it gets your mind actively thinking about the character's normals. And then once you're done with the basic tutorial mode, it goes on and teaches you honestly some of the best combos that are available for characters. They may not be completely optimal, but they're like 90-95% optimal. Now the issue here is that they're trying to teach you character-specific challenges when combos are augmented heavily once you get into the game by the presence of assists. It's a completely different world once assists come into the picture. So it's kind of difficult. Let me actually just mute the game really quickly so that, you know, just in case people don't want to hear the music going on. So like, where was I going? Right. Your combos are going to be heavily augmented by assists, but they don't even give you something to build on here. Because even in BlazBlue, right, if you've done the BlazBlue challenges, Guilty Gears, I think, are a lot better in general than BlazBlues in terms of optimization. They're still not perfect, but by and large, they're a lot closer to perfection than BlazBlue is. But in BlazBlue, you still get pieces here or there throughout the combos. You see certain parts and you're like, okay, yeah, that is... You probably can't improve upon that. But at this stage, I know I can link into this move instead of that move, and it'll improve the damage, or it takes me into a different route which has more damage throughout it than the route they use here. Like, you can just put puzzle pieces together, mix and match throughout what you've learned throughout doing all of the challenges. And here, it gives you nothing. There's nothing here that's going to help anybody learn what they should be looking for in terms of how to build combos, in terms of what their characters are really capable of. You learn nothing from the challenge mode. And so it's just... Again, the team that made that incredibly involved tutorial, that made a challenge mode that's honestly the best challenge mode I've seen in fighting games, period. And then it goes on to create a mission mode that teaches you about basic fighting game fundamentals like frame traps, throw teching, all that good stuff. A ton of them. Aren't there like 60 or something missions? And then you finish those, and you notice you can scroll over the menu, and then you get into character-specific missions that they know, like, these kind of things generally give newer players trouble. It's something that people are going to struggle with the first time they face these characters. Here's how to beat it. Practice it right here. The team that made that then goes on to make this shit? This useless crap? I can't see it. It just makes no sense. So that's where my main question comes in. Does anybody actually know whether or not Team Red was involved the entire way through, or if they were essentially told, hey, Here's the things we want from the gameplay. You're in charge of the gameplay. We'll handle the rest. Don't worry about it. You know, like, just graphically make it look, you know, give it your signature trademark, make it look beautiful like Guilty Gear. Give it the Dragon Ball Z, you know, trademark look along with it, but make it look that pristine, that polished. We want that. You handle the gameplay. Your fighting games are better than ours. Boom, suck on that Tekken. But yeah, like, is that where their job ended? And then it got smashed back to Bamco and they just completely fucked it all up with this? Or was Team Red actually responsible for this and something went awry along the way? Because again, I cannot wrap my head around the team that made Guilty Gear's challenge mode comes on to make this shit. Just doesn't make sense to me. So that's complaint number one. This is all gonna be negativity, so I can get it all out of my system and focus on the positive. If you do want to focus on the positive, game's fun. It's a struggle right now at a low level for sure, because you're gonna need to learn how to beat two things consistently. And once you do, every match is going to play out exactly the same. But once you start getting into, you know, fighting people that actually call assists to cover their pressure, and you have to start blocking properly, and you actually kind of have to be concerned about your own offense because they're going to poke holes in whatever you've been doing, it gets real. And it's going to be a lot of fun once everybody is kind of settled in that section of the game. So I can't wait for that personally, but I think I'm going to be waiting for that for a little bit. Regardless, so that's the positive part. The game itself is very fun. The negative part of that positivity is, like, I still cannot shake that feeling. I said it in my Nate Talks for the beta for this game. I still cannot get over how much I want to go back and play Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 after playing this game. Because that game just feels a lot more fluid and the mechanics feel like they make a lot more sense in how they function. Whereas in this game, it's just, again, it is an unfair comparison because a lot of the things that don't exist in this game, I'm knocking it for because it does exist in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And it just feels better to have that present. You know, things like push block, things like aerial movement outside of just super dash, super dash, super dash all day long. Like having actual flight mechanics and having to actually plan out your movement ahead of time. I don't know. And so it's probably unfair of me to be giving it the criticism that I am because it does stem from my love of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. But regardless of that, I just cannot shake that feeling of like, God damn it, I missed that game. Nonetheless, where did I want to go? More negativity. You have daily quests, not daily quests. You get like this big sequence of quests that they want you to do. I can't remember exactly how they played out, but it's simple stuff. Things like, you know, go play arcade mode, go view story mode, go get in training mode, that kind of stuff. You know, like very simple, introducing you to all the things that are laid out throughout this lobby. But they're laid out in the weirdest order ever, and I don't understand it. Like, they try to get you to go look at, you know, like, okay, come over here and play a ranked match. Come over here and view the rankings. Come over here and engage in a local battle. Come over here and engage in an arena battle. Come over, oh no, just set up a ring match. You can do that by yourself anywhere. Set up a ring match, right? They're trying to teach you how to play against other people, and then after those, like 5 quests after, because they don't just give you all of them right at the very beginning. They stagger them so you get like 3 at a time. After all of that is done, I get a quest to come over here and do a battle tutorial. I get a quest to come over here after I've done every single character's challenge, because again, it's the easiest goddamn thing in the world, to complete somebody's level 10 challenge. Like, I did that stuff a day ago. Why is that not, like, the very first one that you give people to come over here and do a battle tutorial? Come over here and use training mode. Come over and do a character's challenges. Like, who thought that through, number one? And number two, why not just make it so you give them all this gigantic scaling list all at once? You don't give it to them piecemeal at a time where it just feels incredibly out of order. Just let people do what they want to do. That confused the hell out of me. Number two is arena match, because after you finish all of those generic... Can you actually get into an arena match from here? No, you can't. You do have to talk to the dude. Once you finish all of the generic quests, they start giving you daily quests, and those allow you to earn Zenny. I'm not against the system itself, because hey, it's free Zenny. How can you really complain about that? It's not like you're forced into doing this. But on the flip side of that, the ones that I got today required you to go win 3 arena matches and play in 5. So you didn't have to play 5 in a row. It kept track. You didn't have to win 3 in a row. It kept track. You just had to win 3 in general. But the arena mode matchmaking is trash, and I don't know if that's how it works for for the entire game, if that's how it works for ranked or casual matches. But I'm sitting here, right? There's a very distinct, I'll show you. There's a very distinct animation when somebody is trying to join an arena match. Look at this. See, you see him, he's kind of, like stretching, getting ready, that whole thing. In one lobby, I sat here with nobody fighting, because once you do start fighting, like, the people actually come over here and get into the middle of the ring, and they kind of start, like, almost shadow boxing each other, a kind of deal. I had 7 people ringed up around the ring, nobody fighting, nobody was getting a match, everybody was just sitting here. That's actually kind of cool. You can spin mad fast. Test your 360s, even though there are no 360s in this game. 7 people just sitting around the ring trying to find a match, and nobody getting a match. And then the worst part too is that I left that because I figured, like, oh, maybe this is bugged, I don't know, let me try a different lobby. So I go into a different lobby, and I get into one where there's only 2 other people matched in there. And so I just like, okay, you know, whatever, I'll sit here, and after it's over, it'll probably match one of them up with me, and then I get to play them, and it'll kind of cycle through until somebody else joins. Instead of that happening, I sat there for like 3 minutes, they finished their match, and then they both immediately got matched up with each other again. There's no rematch option, so it wasn't just like they decided to rematch and that was it, I got skipped. The matchmaking was like, you've been waiting for 3 minutes, they've been out of their match for 5 seconds. Fuck you, keep waiting, they can fight again. Something's messed up with the matchmaking for Arena, and I hope it does not continue throughout the entirety of the matchmaking, because that will make me damn sad. And then, I mean, it's just, there's a bunch of disconnections. It's very hard to stay in a single lobby for a significant period of time, which is very saddening. Arcade mode is another mental struggle for me. So the way it works, oh, it's over here, is that basically you get graded on your performance. I'm not going to actually go through this, but you get graded on your performance for each stage that you go, and you kind of have like almost a ladder of, oh my god, that you have to go through. And there's technically 6 maps, really there's 3 maps, and you have the hard version of those maps afterwards. But so you see right here, right, like if you get an S rank the entire way through, you go to the highest possible one. If you don't, then you go sideways because, you know, you're not doing well enough, so they don't want to throw you at the hardest possible fight. That's how that works. My problem with it is that for some reason, the higher you are on this ladder, the less damage the enemies take and the more damage they deal. So for instance, on this one, when you get to that last stage and you're fighting against the AI, 2 auto combos kill you if they use meter. If they use the meter version of the auto combos, and they do. Like, if they have meter to DHC, they will do it all the way through. And if they do that, that's going to do 80% of your health in one combo. And it's not even like they're popping level 3s in order to do that, because you saw me using like all my meter earlier, or not earlier. If you watch the training mode video, I just did that right before I started recording this. So for some reason in my mind, that feels like it's the same video. Where was I going? Oh, but God forbid you actually do get hit by a level 3, though. Which the AI will do. If you hit a button, they will raw level 3 you. Because that's how AI in fighting games works. It'll do about 80% of your life. I don't know why. They just decided to give the, like, quote-unquote boss fights of the arcade mode, like, 50 to 75% additional damage on top of what they're already dealing, while simultaneously taking less damage from you. And so it's like, this isn't difficulty, right? Like, the AI is going to hit you. That's what's going to happen. You're going to get popped by the AI because it's entirely built around button reading. And so sometimes it's out of your control. The AI is just going to beat whatever option you decide to do. 99% of the time, for some reason, the AI will get hit by Super Dash. I don't know why. They just don't block it. But if you are in that unlucky 1 percentile, they will anti-air you, they will blow all of their meter off of that anti-air combo, and they'll do like 80% of your life in that one combo. Rest in peace, homie. Like, It's just such a strange thing. Or not even 80%. If they blow all of their meter, they're going to just kill you in one combo, which has happened to me. Because they have boosted damage for some reason. And I just don't understand why. And I can't even say, like, did Team Red do this as well? Because they did that in Guilty Gear. If you've played Guilty Gear's arcade mode, the very last fight you get into is against an enemy where if they hit you, their entire, as far as I'm aware, anyway, all of their damage is not boosted, but if they hit you with one of their supers, it does like 80% of your health. I have nightmares of Johnny, because I think Johnny is the one that you get at the end of Bikins. So when I was trying to grind her out and kind of, you know, get combos nailed into my mind and work on just movement-based things in general in the middle of a match, I was just grinding out arcade mode. And so if you got hit by Johnny's little, you know, kind of when he slashes the sword a bunch and does that kind of Zoro-ish, creates a fiery J with his sword, and then you explode, hits you and it does like 60% of your life raw. Just alone with that, and it just gives me nightmares, man. So they already did that once, and I hated it then, and I hate it even more now. It's just irritating, because that doesn't promote difficulty. It doesn't promote actually learning the game and getting better at it. And that was kind of made me think a bit about how do you create an offline versus AI game mode that actually aids in teaching a player how to play the game. And honestly, I feel like the best way is just to make the AI constantly make the other person think. Right? Like, think about their offense. Make it so that they will just block lows and mids for the next 20 minutes. And so you have to hit with an overhead, or you have to hit with a throw, or they'll just block everything. Or, alternatively, do it the other way. Or, alternatively, make it so they will always try to hit a button after you hit a button. So you learn about frame traps. Just various things like that. Or, you know, they pop out a reversal at certain points in time to make sure that you try to bait it out properly, you know. But you don't want to base it off of this person pressed a button. Excellent. We know they're committed. Do a reversal because we know that'll win. That's the key difference, I think, between how fighting games are designed now and how I would design a fighting game. You don't want to make the AI do something that has a 100% success rate that's going to work no matter what the opponent does, right? Which, again, is what button reading does. It just reads what the person is going to do, and it goes through the list of moves that the character on screen currently has and says, this, and this will all beat that person's option. Pick one of them, don't care which, probably the one that's going to do the most damage, and let it rock, right? You don't want to do that, because that's just, there's nothing you can learn from that. There's nothing to be gained from that. And so that's the big crux of my issue with this arcade mode, is that they have that already in place. And then on top of that, they decided to just boost the AI's damage, because shit, why not? I don't know, man. It's just, this is why I cannot respect the people that are like, yo, where's my arcade mode at? What good does this do anybody the way it's designed? I just can't understand it. Alright. Now that it's probably going to kick me out of the lobby now that I've sat here for 5 minutes. We might be good. We might be good. It's taking a long time to load, which is usually entails, yep, we're still here. There's nothing down here, which is bullshit. I actually kind of wonder if that means there's a plan to add more content, or if they just kind of wanted to put that there just in case they wanted to add more content. Because there's also nothing here. I mean, it is Kami House, so it's a cool little kind of, you know, hey, look at this, Dragon Ball fans, yay! Could you imagine a Mr. Roshi? Like, you could look in here and you just see Mr. Roshi through the window. Mr. Roshi? Master Roshi? And he's just chilling. That's the other thing. Replays suck. Let me check this out. Let's see how has it progressed since I looked. Which is, it's been a day. Okay, well, at the very least, they got different people. Because these are all the most recent, so it's very probable that the person that was boosting, we'll see right here. Nope. It looks like the person that was boosting actually got banned, I think. It must be, because they definitely had more points than all of this. So that's good. Something good came from it. Nerds. Oh, shit. Anywho, I think that's it. That's all I have right now, because I haven't really done a lot. I need to do more. I need to sit in training mode for longer so I can figure things out for each character. Like, I figured out a little bit for TN, but nowhere near. I mean, I know for certain that what I have figured out is not optimal and is certainly not the extent of what's possible. Because on top of that, I'm still not completely solid around how exactly all the universal mechanics that allow you to extend combos work. Like Vanish, for instance. I'm not sure what the limitations are on that. I do know that it uses up your launch if you haven't used it already, which is a damn shame. So you can't do like something confirm into Vanish and then run up and do like 2H and then follow that up into a juggle. And it also heavily prorates your damage afterwards too. Like it's the heaviest proration I've seen in the game so far is after a Vanish. So I don't really understand the purpose of the move in general, aside from like if you want a hard knockdown and you have no other way to get it, then just spend a meter to do it, or if you want a free way to tag somebody in, or if you want a good way to combo into Dragon Rush. So I guess that's like 3 or 4 good ways to use it. Good job, Nate. Rolled through that one pretty well. Just shot yourself in the foot. No problem. Moving on. But in terms of like actual combo extension, like when you're trying to use it for additional damage or something, it's useless. But there are more mechanics that you can utilize, because you can combo into Dragon Rush if the person isn't hit stun for long enough, which, as far as I'm aware, if you land a Vanish on somebody in the middle of a combo, they're always going to be in hit stun long enough to be hit by that Dragon Rush, so you can snap somebody out. But that's the other weird thing to me, is that it's only mid-combo. I can just show you really quickly. It's only mid-combo that Vanish causes a wall bounce that then allows you to follow up off of it. Only that. Never any other time. So like if you use it to try, if somebody does a raw super halfway across the screen and you're in a position where you would not be able... Let me check out their color. What colors have I unlocked? That was not bad. I'm digging that one. I'm digging that one. Ginyu has some pretty godlike colors. Oh, of course. I guess I could turn the sound back on. For this wonderful loading screen. The loading times are fairly long too, and I don't understand why they last as long as they do. This is like Bloodborne at the very start. So anyway, so if you use a raw Vanish, this is all that happens, right? Versus if you do it in the middle of a combo, it causes this whole thing, which you can follow up further. And that's the same thing if you land like a... If you land a counter hit, it's still the same. So that's the thing that gets me. Like, why not make it so that if you land a counter hit, it causes the wall bounce as well, so you get a full punish off of it. Let me actually try it. Oh man, shit. Okay, so that does not extend to supers. I got you. Okay, don't mash it. I shouldn't be doing this. I'm basically testing stuff in the middle, but now I'm committed. That was a punish, but what about... Yeah, that doesn't really work. Because he's clearly not guarding afterwards. Like, he's committed to trying to do this move over and over again. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, anyway. So there's a lot of testing that I'm going to need to do. I don't know. There's a lot of little things that are kind of stacking up in regard to the design. Oh, no, so it's just a training mode thing. So it's purely, I thought it was like if you spent too long in a mode, because this has happened to me in arcade mode too. Like I sat in the victory screen for a long time afterwards. I didn't continue on because I got caught up in doing something else. And it kicked me out of the lobby after like 10 minutes of doing that. So I thought that just happened universally, but I guess it's just whenever you go into training mode, technically you're no longer in the lobby. But that's a bit of a frustration. Can you... I'll figure that out later. But let me just... I just want to see this for sure. Like, if I enter and immediately exit, am I kicked from the lobby? I wonder if that's why the loading takes as long as it does. Because it has to, like, account for you no longer being in the lobby. I wonder... I don't think I've checked if I've unlocked additional colors for any of the characters that I've used so far. Because I think I've gotten around, like, 150,000 worth of Zenny. And I haven't really checked what I actually got. I just used the word actually far more than anybody else in the history of the world in those 2 sentences. Nailed it. Fix the loading times. Okay, so let's just immediately leave. I don't know why it's repeating an attack when I clearly... Yeah, so yeah, once you go into training mode, you're considered no longer part of the lobby. That sucks. I don't even know it went this far down. That's another little pet peeve, though. If you get disconnected... Actually, I can just, like, do this. Alright, I can just leave. I'm in North America, right? It's always going to put me at Canada East Coast the first time. Why don't you remember that I'm US West Coast? That's a little teensy bit away from where Canada East Coast is. Just a little bit. Pet peeves all over the place. Anyway, I'm done bitching. Thank you for listening, watching for the parts that mattered. Appreciate it. Hope you all have a wonderful day. I'm out.